Hey, I'm Monica Farber. I'm a fashion and travel photographer, and today I'm going to walk you through how I edit with Dehancer to bring a cinematic film-like feel to my digital images without having to give up the flexibility of my DSLR. So this image was part of a resort wear shoot at a historic hotel. The vibe was Key West, let's say via the 1960s, relaxed, sun-soaked, and glamorous. But without being too precious, I wanted the final look to feel like a forgotten vacation film still, something with softness and soul. Dehancer is my go-to tool when I want that emotional analog quality. It simulates real film stocks like Kodak Porsche, Fuji Pro, Cinestill, but it also gives bloom, halation, grain, and even print-like color shifts that you can adjust. I like that I don't have to invest in film or change my workflow completely to get that timeless vibe. It lets me stay fast, flexible, and cinematic. Okay, for this shot, I scrolled through several different film types to figure out which one I liked the most, and I landed on Kodak Pro Image 100 was what I used on this entire shoot. It instantly brought warmth to her skin and softened the background in a way that felt nostalgic but still clean. Then I opened up the bloom panel to give the image that dreamy light bleed you see in older lenses. I did increase the impact slider. This controls how strong the bloom effect is overall. And I adjusted the diffusion to soften it, especially around those highlights. Sometimes I lower the details a little to keep things from looking too crisp. And if the bloom starts to get overpowering, I can always dial back amplify or use the source limiter to keep it from affecting shadows or midtones. You can also change the lens setting from custom to something like a 35 millimeter to get that more analog lens specific softness. But for this shoot, I just stuck with custom so that I could play around with the sliders and really fine tune it myself. That subtle bloom on her sunglasses and glass, it adds like a nostalgic softness without it feeling too forced or too fake. I did keep the grain light. I like the grain, just enough to break that digital perfection in the columns and in the background. And I added a little halation so that the brightest areas glow with a reddish fringe like you would see in real film. And last but not least, if there's any other adjustments you want to make, there's so many options here. I'm going to go to the color head and make it a little bit more warm. And then I'm going to go down to vignette and add a little bit of a vignette on this. So here's the final edit. And to me, it feels like a postcard from another era, which truly was the goal. Timeless, rich, a little dreamy, all made possible with Dehancer right inside my usual workflow. I go straight from Lightroom into this program, hit OK, and then it's back in Lightroom. Couldn't recommend it enough. If you're a fashion or lifestyle photographer and you want to bring more mood and cinematic texture into your work without having to shoot film and incur that extra cost and of course work, Dehancer is definitely worth checking out. So you just simply go to www.dehancer.com and you can use the promo code MONICA, which is my name, MONICA, for a 10% discount. It is valid on all of their products, not just Adobe Lightroom. They have so many different applications that this works with. So check it out and let me know what you think.